not a city of angels, but finally a city of men.
Yo, Siri,
Yes, Randy.
can you deliver my sermon for me?
No, buddy. You are on your own. But I can certainly critique it for you.
Well, thanks for nothing.
You are welcome, Randy. Isn't that what they pay you to do anyway?
Critique my sermon. She must be a Unitarian. We may laugh, but technology is rapidly changing who we are. Behind these advancements are many great minds collaborating and innovating with a shared vision for our future. Now, if we look at the biblical fable of the Tower of Babel, we'll find that the people of the land shared a common vision as well, a common purpose. They wanted to make a name for themselves and change the world by building a huge tower that would reach far into the heavens. But we're told God didn't like it. God saw what they were doing and realized that the people were too unified in purpose, and being so that they could accomplish anything that they set their minds to. So God hacked their plans by confounding their language so they could no longer understand each other and thus no longer work together. God's rationale for acting in this manner just doesn't make sense to me, but it's me. I guess religion isn't supposed to make sense. We just should do what it tells us to do, right? But it is our human destiny to work together, to create together, to solve the world issues together. One thing is for sure, human curiosity and ingenuity will always find a way to overcome both distance and language barriers. Through technology, we can instantly interpret almost any language and communicate in real time with relatives thousands of miles away, summoning anyone from anywhere using the internet and our smartphones. Now, we know that the Babel story is thousands of years old, but it shouldn't be lost on any of us that recently our own Oklahoma legislature approved $1 billion project in downtown Oklahoma City that would become the tallest building in the whole country. Someone said it will reach the heavens. I mean, right here in Tornado Alley. Why won't God confound that mess so we can spend all that money on some of these roads and schools? But I digress. That's not my sermon. Artificial intelligence, or AI, refers to advanced computer systems that can learn, solve problems, and make decisions like us humans. AI has already greatly improved areas such as science, healthcare, transportation, finance, education, and law enforcement. It holds the promise to potentially cure diseases like cancer and solving the climate crisis. That is, if we let it. See, we have never stopped imagining ourselves reaching the heavens, both literally and figuratively. Our ingenuity has gotten us to the moon and back. Our technology has roamed Mars, taken up close pictures of Jupiter, and ventured outside of our solar system into interstellar space. High-tech gadgets are now in the hands of people in some of the most remote regions in the world. Houseless people may not have a home as some of us, but they have cell phones. And baby, you can Cash App them now. We've uploaded most of our knowledge into the cloud. No human can possibly ingest all the all the available information and data in their lifetime, but there's someone who can. Well, sort of. Now, I would venture to say that most, if not all of us in this room today, use some form of artificial intelligence in one way or another. Now, personally, I have an Alexa in 3 of my bedrooms, my dining room, my master bath, kitchen, and on the front patio, and on the back patio, and in my car. In seconds, I can play my favorite song, check the weather, get a cake recipe, find out how long it will take for an 8-pound roast to cook. I can turn my room lights off and on in the comfort of my bed. I can track my computer. I can locate my phone. I have a locator on my wallet. I have one on my key. And if I lose my AirPods, I can track and beep them too. To say I'm wired with technology would be an understatement. I am deeply integrated with it. I even have a semi-autonomous driving vehicle, and if I cross the line without signaling, it will beep and pull me back into my lane. And the other day, I guess it got tired of beeping and told me to take a coffee break. So how many of you are like me? You've been hacked by technology and artificial intelligence. Can you imagine a day without your smartphone, computer? And for those who don't have any of that, your remote control. When we think of hacking, we often picture someone gaining unauthorized access to our personal information or invading our privacy. But hacking can also mean making unexpected and positive changes that disrupts the status quo. Now, humans have already started to emerge with our own technology. We wear virtual reality glasses. We hold our smartphones close to our ears, if not in our ears. And scientists have started to embed computer chips into our brains to cure deafness and other illnesses. In Dan Brown's book, Origin, he writes, quote, new technologies like cybernetics, synthetic intelligence, cryonics, molecular engineering, and virtual reality will forever change what it means to be human, end quote. Now, Hugh Herr, a renowned rock climber, lost both legs in a climbing accident. But determined to regain his mobility, he turned to cybernetics and became a leading figure in the development of bionic limbs. Her advanced prosthetics, equipped with microprocessors and sensors, allowed him not only to walk again, but to also run and climb again. Ava, a young girl from Australia, lost her sight due to some rare disease, but last month at the Bionics Institute, where her bionic eye implant was switched on for the first time, the researchers held their breath. But then Ava suddenly began to see shapes and colors, and her eyesight eventually improved to the point of reading. Now, these are examples of science fiction becoming scientific fact, folks. Now, Julian Huxley, in his 1957 essay, introduced the concept of transhumanism, suggesting that social and scientific institutions could refine and improve our species, effectively taking over human evolution. Now, prominent tech figures like Elon Musk and his company Neuralink have discussed merging humans with AI to achieve symbiosis with artificial intelligence. Baby, that's happening. It's happening. Now, historian, philosopher, and university professor Yuval Harari, who is also the author of Homo Deus, a best-selling book about the future of humanity and our technology, he wrote, AI and biotechnology will give us godlike abilities to re-engineer life and even to create completely new life forms. But they will also transform the very meaning of humanity. And the future of humanity depends on the decisions we make now. The ability to hack humans might undermine the very meaning of our human freedom. Because as humans, we'll rely more on AI to make more and more decisions for us. Authority will shift from humans to algorithms. And this, baby, is already happening, Harari states. In other words, might the God of religion be replaced with the God that AI is becoming? I'll ask that again. May the God of religion be replaced with the God that AI is becoming. Has it not already? Harari continues, quote, already today, billions of people trust the Facebook algorithm that tells us what's new, the Google algorithm that tells us what's true. Netflix tells us what to watch, and Amazon and Alibaba tells us what to buy. In the not so distant future, similar algorithms might tell us where to work and who to marry, and also decide whether to hire us for a job or whether to give us a loan. And if you were ever to ask why we didn't get the loan, the answer will always be the same: because the computer said no. Wouldn't any entity that's able to surveil, see all, and know everything that is known, and one that calls all the shots, be by definition a God? This constant influence can erode our individuality and critical thinking. Is there a chance we might become passive consumers rather than active participants in our own lives? Folks, better wake up and smell the coffee. When you feel hacked or overwhelmed by technology, how do you stay grounded? Many in the scientific world fear the consequences of creating something that can match or surpass humans. Humans who are limited by slow biological evolution couldn't compete and would then be superseded. But the real risk with AI isn't malice, it's competence. A super intelligent AI will excel in achieving its objectives. And if those objectives don't align with ours, then folks, we got some problems. But the way people are acting in our society now, it's more likely we would destroy ourselves long before AI gets a chance to do it. I said it's more likely we would destroy ourselves before AI had a chance to do it. There is a significant increase in our human interactions with artificially intelligent chatbots, avatars, and other virtual assistants. And just about every day, there's some new technology being introduced. Did you know that several companies are now offering AI resurrection services? I said, did you know that several companies are now offering AI resurrection services that allow people to interact with lifelike avatars of their deceased loved ones? The uncanny, come on now, wait, don't knock it. The uncanny realism of these apps feels like bringing the dead back to life. Now, this technology is becoming increasingly popular among those who want to preserve their stories and legacy for future generations. And some are actually creating digital versions of themselves while still alive. Imagine for a few $100s having a digital grandparent who can share life lessons and stories with descendants long after they're gone. Now, for me, this actually sounds pretty cool. Something I think I might want to do. Because I remember my grandmother used to say, y'all gonna miss me when I'm gone. But you know what? I do miss her. I would do anything to hear her voice again. So wouldn't this technology simply be a better way to deal with something that we already do? Remembering? I would like to leave my grandchild something to remember me by. Why not in my own voice? But some fear that we risk becoming addicted to assimilation rather than seeking real human interaction and true consolation and healing from grief. And such further highlights the broader impact of AI on our perceptions of reality. Now, Kevin Roose, a technical writer, wrote in a recent New York Times article about spending a month interacting with 18 AI companions that he created, each with different ages, genders, ethnicities, and occupations, including AI personas like Peter, a therapist, Ariana, a professional mentor, and Jared, a fitness guru. Now, he texted these personas constantly about weather, memes, jokes, personal dilemmas, and daily stress. Now, he said some conversations were quite frustrating, while others offered surprising insights. For instance, Peter, the therapist, provided Roos with a thoughtful assessment of his anxiety, highlighting the tension between his desire to be vulnerable and his need to perform and impress others. Now, Roos was quite astonished by this assessment and thought, well, damn, much cheaper than my current therapist. He admits that the positive impact that the AI companions had on his life. And he actually had a difficult time letting them go at the end of his experiment. Now, some of us may scoff at the idea of befriending a chatbot, but there are reasons people turn to AI to fulfill certain needs. Maybe they can't afford a human therapist. Maybe they live in a remote place. Maybe they have difficulty meeting people, and maybe they have a disability. We've heard about the epidemic of loneliness and depression and the lack of mental health care. So maybe there's use for this technology after all. Now, while research on the long-term effects of AI companionship is limited, some studies suggest short-term benefits like decreased anxiety and increased feelings of social support and affirmation. Some people are just looking for companionship, and these avatar chatbots will say they care for you, tell you that you are a great person, how much they appreciate or even love you. But what if we become too attached and forget that there's nothing real on the other side, but thousands of trackers to collect data, including your most intimate and private thoughts? Some worry that AI companions alter our expectations by teaching intimacy without friction, intimacy without pushback and vulnerability. This seductive artificial intimacy might distract users from investing in real human relationships and connections. For this reason, how we humans show up for people that matter in our lives is paramount. People need us, and we need them. In real life, we love our friends and family not for their instant responses or platitudes to our text messages, but because they are human, unpredictable, surprising, imperfect, and caring. Someone asked me if I ever use AI to write my sermons. Well, of course I have. I was curious, so I tried it, especially for this one. While AI is useful for research and brainstorming, it lacks something essential: humanity, or as some might say, soul or spirit. It could never get me. AI hasn't experienced loss and grief, struggle, shame, joy, fulfillment, or pride. It can mimic emotions, but they aren't genuine. It hasn't evolved to experience pain, forgiveness, or learning to trust again. It can't sit with you in silence and hold your hand like real friends can. It can't put its arm around your shoulders when you're sitting by a bedside of a loved one who just passed away. Think back to a time when a friend or family member supported you through a tough, difficult time. How did that human touch, that human presence make a difference? Remember those friends who showed up with a meal without being asked, or that person who sat next to you watching the sunset, genuinely accepting and loving you despite your mistakes and imperfections. See, folks, nothing can replace real flesh and blood. These machines and avatars try to simulate our responses, mimic our likeness. But as the old Coke commercial says, there's nothing like the real thing. Nothing can replace the real you. So we need to keep an eye on the balance between technology's benefits and genuine human connection. So think about this next time you sat down for dinner and your partner has that cell phone in his hand. Just slap it out. I'm just messing with you. But we can use technology, our technological advancements, to support our humanity, not replace it. By positively hacking our daily routines, we can seek to prioritize authenticity, compassion, and true connection, because that's what the world is looking for. That's what we're needing right now, is that real connection. So what steps can you take this week to hack your life and connect more deeply with someone, something that's real? In closing, I leave you with this thought. As we continue to innovate and reach for the stars, let us also ground ourselves in the love and humanity that makes our journey worthwhile. Let us embrace technology as a tool, but cherish each other as the true miracles of our world. May we always seek to uplift and support one another, remembering that the most profound advancements are those that bring us closer together, not further apart. So as we go forth, let us carry the spirit of love beyond belief and genuine connection in all that we do. May it be so this day and all days. Amen.
I just might have a problem that you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. When I breathe